Ever since I was a kid, I was fascinated with Antarctica. The vast, pristine expanse of ice and snow was captivating. So when I landed a job at a research station in the South Pole, I was beyond excited. I thought I was stepping into a grand adventure. What I found out was something far more disturbing. It's something they never advertise in the recruitment brochures. I started working in the South Pole Research Station in the summer of 2023. The crew was composed of about 20 people, from scientists to maintenance personnel. The daylight was endless, and the temperatures, though freezing, were bearable. We worked, ate, and laughed together, an isolated microcosm of humanity. But as the weeks wore on, the camaraderie began to fade. The relentless sunlight and the monotonous landscape of white began to feel oppressive. Tempers flared over minor things. One day I noticed that some of the crew seemed off. They became more distant, more reserved. Their eyes held an unspoken fear. I asked the station chief, a grizzled veteran named Johnson, about it. He dismissed it as polar fever, a common reaction to the extreme isolation. But I wasn't convinced. I could see a similar unease in Johnson's own eyes. Something was happening, but no one wanted to talk about it. Things took a turn for the worse in the winter. The sun disappeared, plunging us into a world of darkness. Our world became a cramped station lit by the cold, artificial light. It was during these times that I began hearing the noises. They started subtly, like whispers carried by the wind, just on the edge of hearing. But they grew louder, a hum that reverberated within the station walls. Sleep became impossible. It felt like the noise was seeping into my mind, driving me into a state of heightened anxiety. Then one night, as I lay wide awake, a chilling scream sliced through the constant hum. It was coming from one of the crew quarters. I ran out of my room and found myself crashing into other panic-stricken crew members in the corridor. The screams were coming from Linda's room, one of the biologists. We found her in a corner, curled up, eyes wide open in terror, pointing at her window. But there was nothing there, just the infinite darkness of the Antarctic winter. After that night, things went downhill quickly. The hum became a constant fixture, driving some of us to the brink of madness. Crew members started seeing things in the shadows, strange figures looming in the corners of their vision. But when they looked directly, nothing was there. I remember the night Johnson broke down. He was in the control room, peering into the radio equipment, a lost look on his face. He turned to me, his eyes empty. "I've been here for 20 winters. Always thought it was just the isolation. But it's more than that. Something's out here with us." His words sent a chill down my spine. What could be out here in this desolate wilderness? I had no answer, but I knew that whatever it was driving us to madness. I took it upon myself to dig into the station's records. There had to be something, some kind of clue. Buried in old logs, I found a disturbing pattern. Each winter, for the last few decades, there were mentions of a similar hum, of crew members breaking down, of unexplainable phenomena. In the winter of 1985, the entire crew was evacuated due to mass hysteria. The station was closed for 2 years after that. Then it happened again in 1996 and 2007. Each time the incidents were brushed under the carpet, labeled as extreme psychological reactions to isolation. As I write this, the hum is louder than ever. I can feel it in my bones. The station is a pressure cooker, each of us looking over our shoulders, waiting for something to happen. I don't know if any of us will make it to spring. I'm sending out this account in the hope that someone out there knows what's happening to us. There's something down here, in the South Pole. Something that they don't want you to know. If you're reading this, and you're thinking about coming to the South Pole, think twice. You're not stepping into a grand adventure. You're stepping into a nightmare. I only hope we can survive to tell the world the disturbing truth about working at the South Pole.